The pineapple itself is going to be yellow, so I'm going to go ahead and paint it with this primary yellow color from Decor. So I'm going to use some of it, and then, like I said, this was supposed to be an etched door hanger, and I accidentally ordered, I think it was my fault, the wrong one. I ordered the not etched version, and so then my template didn't fit it right, and so I ended up freehanding on the, hang on, this isn't quite bright enough. Let me get some white. I ended up freehanding the sunglasses and the flowers, and so it took me back to the olden days before the days when we had templates, and made me have to figure out how to doodle all that in by hand. I'm adding just a little bit of white and yellow because that yellow looks kind of dark, and I probably should have painted white underneath it, but we're going to take a shortcut. With COVID going on, I know some of you guys have had some smaller paint parties. Are y'all having luck with that? Fill me in on all the details so I can live vicariously through you. The other night, what we noticed in the Painters Clubhouse is when I first started the live video, it was a little glitchy. And then it's like after a few minutes, the stream kind of got more stable and the video quality got better and it wasn't as choppy. So I'm kind of thinking that's kind of the trick to it, is getting that to like just let it kind of iron itself out, and then it gets better as you go. I should have used a larger brush. I'm getting lots of brush strokes and my paint's a little bit thick. So I'm going to use a little bit of water and just kind of smooth out my brush strokes. So if you guys ever have that trouble, if you need to, because this isn't really working, I'm going to put that one down and I'm going to get a larger brush. This one's not too much bigger, but it's just big enough. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to my brush and my paint. And I'm just going to thin out those brush strokes by making long sweeping strokes. Get a little bit more water, a little more paint. And this is actually kind of like a quick second coat. And that could be why you guys always think I paint so fast. It's because sometimes I will do this and not even think about telling you what I'm doing. And so you may not even realize that when I'm kind of brushing over it like this, it's almost creating a second coat on there, and so it kind of helps me avoid from having to do multiple coats a lot of times. A little bit more water, a little more paint. I'm just trying to do long strokes to get those brush strokes out. I'm also trying to keep my brush strokes going in the same direction. That's kind of tricky sometimes depending on what you're painting. Oops, I just put too much paint on the board. But that looks pretty good. We're going to let this dry, and then we're going to paint the top of our pineapple. So let's use, I want to do a really bright green, and I finally got some more of this at Hobby Lobby. It's called Festive Green. It's like a real bright, almost a Christmassy green, or a John Deere green if you're from the South. Those of us in the South call this color John Deere green. I'm going to use the same larger brush that I was using. And so we're going to get this festive green, and we're just going to paint the crown of our pineapple. I love that little saying. What is it? Be tall, be like a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, and always be sweet on the inside. I think that is just the cutest little saying. I knew I liked pineapples for a reason. What kind of white pencil do you use? Beulah, I use one that is a General's charcoal pencil, and it does have white on the tip, but what I drew this on with was just a regular old like mechanical pencil like kids would use at school. I had to do that because my template didn't fit my door hanger just right, and I should have went ahead and got an etched door hanger. So I ended up freehanding all this on with a pencil. Like the olden days, that's what I used to do back before every paint party. I would go through and freehand all of the designs on my door hangers. It was the most exhausting part of the job because sometimes you would have multiples that looked a certain way, and I didn't have any way of making them all look uniform. And so back then I didn't have templates, and I didn't know how to make a template. And so I was freehanding everything, and I always had a big pink eraser handy just in case I messed up to erase all of it. Okay, I just realized I totally forgot this little area right here. So I'm going to switch back to that smaller paintbrush, get a little bit more yellow paint because I was running out anyway. I think this paint must have a booger in it. It's not coming out very easily. Mix a little white with it, and then paint this little area here I kind of forgot about. Actually, this brush is going to be too big. I can't hardly get in all the little cracks and crevices with it. So I switched to a real small, like less than 1/4 inch size brush. We painted the cutest thing in the Painters Clubhouse last night. And there were so many like good teaching nuggets in that video because I messed up on that one too. Can you see a pattern? And so I had to show them like when you mess up how to fix it, and I had to kind of show them like how to make it work if you accidentally get your lettering outside the frame of whatever it is, like you accidentally make your lettering too big and stuff like that. And so I think it was just all around a really good teaching lesson. So if you're a Clubhouse member and you have not gone back and watched the video from last night, this is what we painted. I've got it down here. I'll show you. Isn't that beautiful? And so I goofed up and my lettering got too big for the frame, and we had to go back and show how to kind of work around that. And it looked really cute. Turned out so cute. I'm excited to go hang that one on my door. Right now I've got the Hey Y'all funky rainbow that I painted last week up there. It is going to be a membership that teaches you how to grow your door hanger business and sell more door hangers using like tactics online, like Facebook Lives and virtual paint parties, setting up an Etsy shop and Shopify and all of that kind of stuff. And so if you have been dreaming about growing your door hanger business and you're just not sure where to begin, go join the Paint to Profit membership. It's open right now. And we can teach you everything you need to know. Now, if you just want to learn how to paint and you're not ready to start a business yet, the Painters Clubhouse is my signature membership. It won't be opening again until August 25th. August 25th. So if you'll mark your calendar for that, it only opens 2 times a year. And also, when you get that link in your Facebook Messenger, I see a couple of thin spots, so that's why I'm going through here and adding another coat of this in just a couple of places. When you say link, it'll also, in that message, give you a link to my Amazon affiliate shop where I have some of my favorite products, craft products and things listed. It'll have the link to grab this blank or template from our shop if you want to paint one of these sassy pineapples of your own. Now, the difference between a blank and a template, if you're not sure, if you're brand new to all of this, a template is only $5, and you print it out on your home computer. It's digital. It does not get mailed to you. And the template, you can then tape it together, and it's almost like a little sewing pattern. But instead of sewing, you're going to be using a jigsaw to cut your door hanger. So then you could take some graphite paper, and I have that listed in the Amazon affiliate shop for you. Take some graphite paper and transfer the template to your wood by putting the graphite paper under your template. And then you trace on top of the template. And it just creates these lines so that you know where to paint everything. And then you can cut out the shape with your jigsaw, or you can actually use a rotozip or a scroll saw. I would love for you guys to comment, what is your favorite way to cut door hangers? Because I know everybody kind of prefers something different. If I'm cutting them myself and I do not have a laser cutting machine, then my preferred method is a jigsaw. But I really do like the clean lines that the laser cutting machine provides. But right now we don't have our own laser yet. We're about to be getting one, possibly this fall. And we are still having someone local cut all of our door hangers laser cut for us. And it saves me a ton of time. But I would love to know, like, what do you use to cut your door hangers? And so if you don't want to get into cutting them just yet, if you want to just jump right into painting and you don't want to learn to cut just yet, you can go and buy the wooden blanks from our shop. There are 4 different sizes. This is the 20-inch size. So let me hold it up next to my face for reference so you can kind of see. This is like a regular door hanger size. This is the largest one. It's 20 inches. But the next size down is the 12-inch size. It's great for a like wreath attachment or a porch sign attachment. You could also use it like as a little shelf sitter, or it's the perfect size for like a kid's bedroom door or for a child to paint. And then there's also 8-inch and 6-inch size, and those are great to use as ornaments or as attachments to a door hanger. So you know how there's those happy everything plates? And you can Velcro on the little attachments to the happy everything plate. You can do that with door hangers too, and just attach with Velcro little miniature attachments to your year-round door hanger to make it seasonal. And so when you're in our shop, shopdoorhangers.com, looking at the options, I want you to like think, do I need the lines on there like she's got? If you want the lines, you're going to choose the one that says etched, because that means that the design will be etched, laser etched in the surface, and you can see those lines when you're painting, and it's like paint by number then. It's really, really easy. So next we're going to paint the outer rim of our sunglasses red. This is the True Red color from Decor. I've already done a second coat on the crown of my pineapple. Let's see, what size brush do I want? I think I want this one. It's like a little filbert tip brush. We'll see how that does. Do you provide the paint for a virtual paint party? No, I would not, Samantha. I would give them a supply list, and I would give them the option of purchasing the wooden piece from me, and I would mail that to them. But then I would give them a supply list for everything else. But that is my way of doing it. There are people who send the entire kit, and they might send brushes, they might send paints, they might even send ribbon for a bow. So I would maybe ask your people, if you don't know whether you should or shouldn't send paints and things like that, maybe ask them, do you have paints at home, or is that something I'm going to need to be able to provide for you guys with the kit? And just make sure that when you ask that question, I'm doing that because I had too much paint on my brush, by the way. I'm just daubing it off so that I don't have quite so much. And just make sure that they know that if they say yes, they want the paints, that would mean that the price would be a little bit higher. But if they're frugal and they know where they can go and buy some cheap craft paint, or maybe they already have some laying around, they may be like, no, I don't need all of that. You know, I would rather just keep the price more affordable and use what I have at home. So I would just ask your audience. I dabbed all that paint off, and now I need some more. Don't you know it? Do you have to have a computer? Peyton, if you're talking about to print the printable templates, you do not have to have a computer. There are many ladies who just print these templates using their phone or their iPad. You do have to have a way to print them, and you could either send them to your local library and have them printed, or to your local like Office Depot, and they can do the printing. Or if you have a wireless printer at home and it can connect to your phone, you could just print it using the wireless printer. Okay, this may need touch up in a couple places after it dries, but it's looking good so far. Do I just Google rabbit laser cutter? Sherry, yes, you can just Google rabbit laser and the company will come up. If you call them, be sure and tell them that I sent you, because I'm trying to get them to come on a Facebook Live here with me sometime and answer questions about lasers. And so I need to give them a call. So if that's something you guys want, be sure and tell them that they need to call me and set up a time to do that. Oh, Peyton says I'm talking about OBS. Yes, I believe you do have to have a computer to use OBS. Okay, let's paint our flowers up here. I want to do those in like maybe turquoise and pink. So let's see, I'm going to use, what color pink is that? That's not dark enough for me. I like really bright colors. What's this one? That's too dark. Where's the one I had last night? Here it is. This one is Peony Pink. And then we will use Where is Laguna? I really like that one. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to use these two colors for the flowers, Laguna and Peony Pink. And I think I want more of the Laguna, so I'm going to do those on the outside flowers and do the pink one in the middle. I call this the Sassy Pineapple. Most of my audience is pretty crafty, so if I was to even offer something like that, I wouldn't think that they would need the paints because most of them probably have things like that at home. But if your audience, you know, doesn't normally do a lot of crafting and maybe this is their first time doing any painting, they might not have that sort of stuff at home and might not have access to a craft store to go buy it. So you could even offer an option with or without the extra supplies. If they have that stuff, they could select the option that's just the blank cutout. And if they don't, then they could order like the full kit to do the entire project. Is Rabbit better than Glowforge? Trina, I believe so, because Rabbit is bigger. It's a little bit more expensive, but you really get more bang for your buck because you're going to be able to cut a door hanger that's 20 inches by 20 inches without having to try to like do it in two cuts and use the pass-through option. Whereas with the Glowforge, I believe it doesn't have a very large cutting space, and the largest you can even cut in one direction, I think, is like 19 inches or something. I could be wrong. So if you guys own a Glowforge and you know better, comment below. But that's what I've been told by some of these other crafters, is that the Glowforge is somewhat limiting because you can't cut door hangers as big as you would like to. Yeah, rabbit laser, like a bunny rabbit, or like fast, like a fast rabbit, jackrabbit. Okay, and then this color is Peony Pink. I'm going to do this on the center flower. Now it's getting really cute. Look at all that pink color. It's like it was just missing something. That's what it was missing. If I'm not careful, I'm going to end up dipping this in the red paint instead of the pink. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and then decide if it needs another coat. And in the meantime, we're going to paint the inside of her sunglasses black. Libby said, I heard with Glowforge you had to only use their wood. Roxana would be able to tell us if she's still on here. She probably knows. She used to have a Glowforge, but I think she stepped up to a rabbit laser also because the Glowforge was limiting in what she was able to cut and do. Thank you guys for sprinkling the love. Y'all are awesome. We're just going to have to brighten up the Facebook news feed, aren't we? Right now it seems like there's a lot of negativity going on and a lot of unkindness and disagreements and stuff like that. And I just feel like everybody just needs to sit down and paint together and be sweet and kind to one another and quit being so negative. I do not like the negativity. I have to just turn off the news in the evenings and just not watch it, or like leave the room actually, because my husband will watch it. And I'm like, I just can't stand this. It's bringing me down. Gets me in a foul mood. Matter of fact, I don't know if you guys watch my stories, but I usually, or back a couple of weeks ago, I had like the whole month of May, I got really good at self-care and going for walks regularly and taking good care of myself. And then I went on a trip to Myrtle Beach, and by the time I got back, I was way off of my schedule. My walking buddy who lives down the road broke her foot, so now I would have to walk alone. And I've just fallen off of the self-care train, and so I need to get back on. So this is me committing to you and myself that this evening, when this video, possibly when this video is over, or at least sometime before dinner, I'm going to get out and go for a walk and just kind of enjoy nature and take better care of myself, because I can't keep putting it off and saying I'll do it another time. It's important, and I need to do it. Not to mention, some of my best ideas come while I'm walking. I don't know if that happens to y'all, but some of my like best inspiration or business ideas or things that I think up come to me while I'm out on a walk or while I'm in the shower. And that's probably because my brain can't do anything else during those times but think. I'm not like multitasking as much when I'm in the shower or walking. I'm just putting a quick second coat on some of this red. I really enjoy doing it. I think I just put it off because I think, oh, well, I don't have time. I've got to get dinner ready, or I should fold this load of laundry instead, or I've got to do this for the business. And so I always end up putting it on the bottom of the priority list, but it should be put on the top of my priority list because it's my health, you know. I'm going to put some spunky little, like, I don't know what you call it, highlights or whatever up at the top. I'm going to get a round tip brush, and this color is called Citron Green. See how bright that is? It's like neon lime green. I think it would complement well with this festive green color. So what I'm going to do is I've got some on my round tip brush. I'm just going to do some little motions like that and kind of accent the shape of these little palm fronds, whatever you call them. I don't know if that's what you call them on a pineapple. Try not to be perfect with this part. I'm just kind of lightly brushing my thing over there, and I'm going to do a couple more up here, even though you can't see those. We're just going to create some. Look how that just makes her look like she's got funky hair. It's so cute. Okay, we need the inside of these little flowers. I don't remember what I did them in the example photo. Oh, I used different colors in the example photo. So let's pick something else. Let's do maybe like purple or something off the wall. Unexpected. I'm going to try this purple color. It's called Lavender. And I'm just going to use my little round tip brush, because I think purple complements both of these colors well. And it would be a different color than what's on the pineapple already. Whoop, I just nearly made a mess. Ava said, have a lot of dogs in my area, so if I walk, you've got to drive out somewhere. Oh man, well, I live in a very rural area. There's probably not 10 cars that go down my road all day long. And so our neighbors have dogs, but they're real friendly. We have a couple of dogs, but they can't leave the property. They wear those dog collars that shock them if they try to get off the property. And so that's not an issue over here. What size Posca pens do you use, and do you ever use white? Yes, I do use white, and I have 3 different sizes. I have them linked in my Amazon shop. 7M, 5M, and 3M, I believe. Those are the sizes. Okay, here's the fun part. Let's add some fun little accents to this. So we're going to do a mouth. We're going to do maybe some pineapple lines in the background. So let's just switch to some white. I'm going to get a slightly thicker round tip brush that will hold a little bit more paint. I'm going to drip a little bit of water in my paint, to be honest, because when I'm doing lines like this to make a pineapple, it's almost easier if my paint is a little thinned out. So just put a little bit of water in my white paint. You could do this with chalk first if you need lines, but I'm just going to freehand it and just draw lines and just try to eyeball getting them straight. I'll put one up here, there. I'm trying not to transfer paint all over the door hanger with my hands. Make sure my hands are clean. because I'm dragging my hand across the door hanger. And I'm just doing a really light line. Okay, now we're going to go the opposite direction, and I may have to reposition the door hanger to do this. So, y'all bear with me for a moment. Trying to make sure none of this is wet. I don't want to scrape my hand across it. I almost think it's easier if you just go quick. Like, I was trying to be too straight with it and too perfect, and then I was like, you know what, forget it. We're just going to do it quickly. There we go. Looks good. Good enough anyway. This little pineapple is Sassy Betty. That's why she's called the Sassy Pineapple. Okay. We'll do the mouth on there in a moment, but next you're going to get a little bit of white and just do a little line on the sunglasses. Just a little wiggly line. You can even add some of these little white highlights up on the crown on each of these little palm fronds. I'm doing it all with a round tip brush. This is how I used to do it for the longest time before I even had Posca pens. So you can totally do that. Do some little highlights. If you're not sure where to put them, just kind of, I always put them on like the top and left side of whatever I'm painting. So you could even do a little bit on your sunglasses like that if you wanted your sunglasses to shine. There we go. And now we can get some black. So I'm going to switch back to this little round tip brush and get some black. And also I'm going to water my black down for the same reasons, because it when I'm doing little accents like this, it does better if my black is thinner. Just try not to have a ton of paint on your brush when you pull your brush up out of there. And then just go around. You can do this with a Posca pen too if you're more comfortable with that. I take it in spells. Sometimes I want to do it with a Posca pen, and sometimes I want to do it with a paintbrush. Paintbrush feels more artistic to me and a little bit freer. Posca pens are a little bit more for the perfectionist, I suppose. Oh, I forgot to put some around the center part of the flower. And then we'll do a little bit up here on our pineapple crown. Sorry, I'm not reading any comments. I can go back and answer questions. Do you ever use a floating medium to help? I do if I'm doing a lot of shading, Trina, but otherwise I don't. Only if I'm doing a lot of shading. To me, this is the most fun part. It's just a little bit more whimsical. Okay, now for the little smile. Just going to do a quick little line around there. And if it kind of drags off like that did there, just go back over it with a little bit more. And then give her a sassy little smirk. Just like that. Sassy little smirk. And you can do a line around the edge if you want to. I don't think I'm going to, because I don't want it to distract from the smile. So I'm just going to leave it right there. Michelle said for the longest time I thought you would say pasta pen. No, Posca. Posca, not pasta. That's my Kentucky accent. I'm so sorry. Oh, Karen, that brush, I believe, was a size 3. A size 3 round tip. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial today, and if you want to paint one of these yourself, go grab the Sassy Little Pineapple blank or template from... I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope y'all have a great day. I forgot to open it up and see if there was any last-minute questions. This would be cute done in red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. Yes, LaJana, it would. Okay, I guess I got it all. If I missed your comments, I will go back and reply later, but thank y'all for joining me, and I hope you have a great afternoon. Bye-bye, y'all.